Niggas see me. One, two, three. It's time to go live. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, my brothers, my brothers, my brothers, my brothers? Holla at me, holla at me. BMI 3000 Reloaded is in the house. BMI 3000 Reloaded is in the house. What's up, Excalibur? How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. What's going on, Pop Smoking Ghost? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Christopher Clipper, Cynical Optimist in the house. In the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Saturday night. Legacy Tier Strategies, what's going on? It is Saturday night, man. We're going to call this Saturday Night Live. This is Saturday Night Live. Good to see you, my brothers. Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. It's been a few weeks since I talked to you guys last. I was having fun. I was having fun on my last broadcast, man. My reintroduction to this space, guys. I have my cigar. I have my little drinky drink as always. You know me, man. I'm going to have my cigar. I'm going to have my drinky drink as always. What's going on, brothers? No cigar tonight, though. No cigar tonight. My cup is empty. My cup is empty. I don't have anything in my cup. What's going on, Jones boy? What's going on, Legacy? What's going on, Ab Media 83? Oh man, it's good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. I want to talk tonight, man. This is the eve. This is the eve before, as the people would always say to us, the most consequential election of our lifetime. That's what they always say. They always say that this is the most consequential uh, election of our lifetimes, and the world's fate hangs on what's going to happen uh, during and at the end of this election, what have you, whatever the outcomes are. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I see you guys. Stefan, I see you. I see you. I got my StreamYards right. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? BMI 3000 Reloaded is in the house. In the house. In the house. In the house, man. You guys see the title, man. You guys see the title. We have to talk about um, black men. Everybody is talking about black men, guys. Everybody is talking about black men. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I never thought that I would live to see the day. I never thought that I would live to see the day. Okay? When everyone across the political spectrum, okay, has something to say and is concerned about black men in America politically, politically. I never thought that I would live to see this day. I never thought. I never, ever thought. Brothers, we have forced, and you know what? You know what? Although I never thought it would happen, I can't say that I'm surprised. I cannot say that I'm surprised. I cannot say that I'm surprised. I said this to you all 4 years ago. 4 years ago, I'm going to keep on saying it to you over and over again. That it only takes a significant percentage of us. And I will say it only takes 20% of us. That's all it takes. It doesn't take all black men. It doesn't take 100%. All it takes is enough. All it takes is 20%. Hell, I would even say 15% to move the needle. That's it. That's all it takes. I said this 4 years ago. You could go back to my videos. You guys can go back to all of my videos on this channel. I have not taken them down. They haven't been deleted. Okay? Go back to my videos when I first came on YouTube 4 years ago in 2020. I came on YouTube. I created this channel in September of 2020. Okay. I created this channel, all right, on the eve of the 2020 presidential election. I created this channel in the aftermath of everything that happened with George Floyd and all of those riots and all of the disturbances and all of the convulsions and all of the Black Lives Matter stuff and all of the death and all of the chaos that was taking place. I created this channel in the aftermath of all of that. I did. What's going on? What's going on? I see you, brothers. I see you. I see you, Electrician 480. I see you, Ralph Though. I see you, my brothers. I see all of you guys, man. Good to see all of you guys. I created this channel 4 years ago, and 4 years ago, during COVID, during the pandemic, I said on this channel that it only takes a small percentage. It doesn't take all of us. It only takes a small percentage of us to move the needle. And here we are 4 years later. Here we are 4 years later. And guess what? We have moved the needle. Black men have moved the needle politically in the United States of America. And you know that we have moved the needle when MSNBC can't stop talking about us. You know that the needle has been moved when CNN has devoted multiple broadcasts on Black men. You know that the needle has moved when Democratic operatives and Democratic shields such as D.L. Hughley and Roland Martin, okay, go out of their way to organize conversations, to organize events around the so-called Black male voter. You know that we have moved the needle. What's going on? 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 I see the brothers. I see the brothers. I got my StreamYard grip back. What's going on, Ray Knowles? Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Oh, yeah. BMI 3000, also known as the Math Professor, is in the house tonight. We are in the house tonight, and we're going to talk. It's a new day. It's a new day, Black men. It's a new day. And you should be happy. You should be proud. You should be glad because you are living through history. You are living through a historic moment in the history of the United States of America. And what is happening right now with Black men is part and parcel of the transformation of the future of the United States of America. It's the transformation of the now, and the transformation of the now is going to impact the present. That's why when you see the title here, I'm talking about Black men now 2024, Black men 2028, Black men 2032. You see, my brothers, we are playing a long game. Dr. Johnson is in the house. Dr. Johnson is in the house. Good to see you, my brothers. Good to see you. Good to see you. We are playing a long game. I want you all to really get this and allow this to seep into your consciousness. We are playing a long game. You see, unlike our brothers and sisters who have voted or who continue to vote for the Democratic Party, we don't care about the moment. We are not driven by immediate gratification. We are not oriented towards the now. We are playing the long game. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Dr. J. Thank you, Dr. J. That's right. That's right. That's right. Shout out to the Black Man's Option. Shout out to the Black Man's Option. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That's right. Brother Minister is back. That's right. BMI 3000. BMI 3000. You can hit that super chat or you can get the Cash App. Cash App BMI 3000. Cash App BMI 3000. Dollar sign, that is. Cash App dollar sign BMI 3000. We are playing the long game. The long game. Oh, yeah. Yeah. BET. BET just had some thing called a Black Man Summit, which was simply just a propaganda piece for the Democratic Party, an effort to continue to keep Black men thinking like slaves, an effort to keep Black men subjugated to the gynocracy, an effort to keep Black men as worshipers and servants of the American matriarchy writ large and the Black matriarchy in general. Okay, the so-called Black Man Summit, which was basically a women's empowerment meeting in Black male face. That's basically what it was. And see, I have to laugh at these people. I have to laugh at these people because I can guarantee you that these people, those people over there on the other side, I used to vote as a Democrat. I'm an independent. I no longer vote as a Democrat. I will no longer vote in the future as a Democrat. I am done with the Democratic Party until the day that I die. I'm done with this party. But see, here's the thing. People like Roland Martin, people like D.L. Hughley, these other Black liberal men, Wendell Pierce, Bakari Sellers, and all these other people who claim to really care about the Black male vote and the condition of Black men. I'm going to tell you, after November 5th, you're not going to see these guys again. After November 5th, they're going to fade away. They're going to walk away. They're going to go back into their gynocentric ghettos. They're going to go back into their gynocentric ghettos until the next election. That's what they're going to do. And they're not going to care about Black men's issues. They're not going to talk about Black men who are dissenters. They're not going to talk about Black men who do not vote. They're not going to talk about Black men who vote for third-party candidates. And they're not going to talk about Black men who vote as Republicans. They're not going to do that. They are not going to do that, my brothers. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it, brothers. And the reason why they're not going to do it is because they don't play the long game. Thank you, Adrian Thomas. Good to see you, my brother. We are moving the needle. We are moving the needle. The reason why people like D.L. Hughley, number one, they're illiterate. They're politically illiterate. D.L. Hughley, I am not going to sit around and hold my breath waiting for some comedian, okay, who has no independence, who doesn't read anything, who gets all of his talking points from MSNBC and CNN and all of these compromised corporate media organizations. We can't trust a person like that to do the hard work, to do the heavy lifting of reading and studying, to do the work that Dr. T. Hassan Johnson has done and continues to do the work that I do, See, D.L. Hughley is not going to do any heavy lifting. I doubt that D.L. Hughley will read my book. I doubt it. I don't care if he reads it. Y'all can send it to him. I don't care. I don't care. But he's not going to do any heavy lifting. He's not going to do any serious heavy lifting because he's not serious about this. He's not serious. Those other people are not serious about it. So I don't expect them. I don't expect them to be invested in the long game. All they care about are votes. That's all they care about are votes. You see? But see, we're here. Votes matter and politics matter. But the work that we do is much bigger than votes. Oh, it's much bigger than votes. It's much bigger than who's running for the presidency. It's much bigger than the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, and even third party. It's much bigger than that. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we play the long game. Yeah, and what the long game means, brothers. Thank you for that. Thank you, Mr. Rogers Neighborhood. I am back. Absolutely. I am black. What the long game means is that we are not conditioned by the outcome of this election right here. So November 5th is on Tuesday. We will know the result Wednesday. It may take until Friday until we get a definitive understanding of who the final winner is. Whether it is Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, it'll probably be by Friday, maybe Thursday. Hey, let me tell you something. If somebody wins by landslide, hell, I'm going to say this. If Donald Trump wins by landslide, we will know by Wednesday who the winner is. But if it's so close, that they have to count all the votes. If Kamala gives him such a run for his money that we got to wait until Thursday or even Friday, then so be it. I mean, it might be a situation just like that. But what I want to say is, brothers, is that regardless of the outcome, whether Trump is the one who is the winner or Kamala Harris is the winner, our work does not stop. Our work doesn't stop. You see, what we do, I'm going to say this. If Donald Trump wins on Tuesday, our work doesn't stop with Donald Trump. This momentum, what we got going on, it don't stop with Donald Trump. It don't stop. It doesn't begin and end with Donald Trump, okay? Because we playing the long game. You see, Trump, if he becomes president, he's going to be in office one term. That's it. And you can't hang your hat on a one-term person. You understand? You're not going to do that. There's 2028 and there's 2032. And here's the thing. If Kamala Harris becomes president, if she becomes president, we're not going to stop with her. It doesn't matter. Okay? It does not matter whatsoever. Even though we know that she doesn't care about BMI, she doesn't care about Black men's independence, she doesn't care about BME or Black men's empowerment. She does not care about BMA, Black Men's Agency, or BMH, Black Men's Happiness. We understand that. We understand that. But see, our work is not going to stop with her. And I'm going to say this to you. She's probably, if she becomes president, she will be and I said this on my last stream, she will be a one-term president. I just do not see this individual as a two-term president. If she were to become a two-term president, it would be an act of God. It would be supernatural. She would have to transform and to become something completely other than what she has been up to this point. I'm talking about she's going to have to make a 180. She's going to have to make she's going to have a major political makeover in order for her to see two terms if she's elected on November the 5th. But we are not holding our breath. We're not holding our breath. We play the long game. We play the long game. They're talking about it. Here's the thing. Let me just get right into it. Let me get right into it. The liberals, the feminists, and the leftists, those who are invested in toxic masculinity, they are in an existential crisis, a dilemma right now when it comes to Black men in particular and men writ large. I'm going to say this to you again. The liberals, the leftists, and the feminists are in a state of crisis right now. They are in a predicament that they did not anticipate. They did not anticipate. They did not anticipate the agency of men in general, and they did not anticipate the agency of Black men in particular. This channel deals particularly with Black men, so we're focusing on Black men. They did not see this coming. They did not understand that there would be political consequences. There would be political consequences for decades and decades and decades and decades of anti-Black misandry. They didn't understand that for whatever reason. They didn't understand. Good to see you, BGS Ivmore. Good to see you. Good to see you. They didn't understand that there would be political consequences for misandry. You see, the cultured, educated, liberal class, the professionals, they were very, very, and have been very, very comfortable in talking about toxic masculinity. They have been very comfortable in defaming Black men. They have been very comfortable in talking about Black men as deadbeat dads, very comfortable in talking about Black men as criminals, very comfortable in talking about Black men as dusty and unemployed and underachieving and incompetent. They have been very, very comfortable in talking about Black men in demonic ways. And they were so comfortable. One of the reasons why they were comfortable with it is because for a long time there was no pushback on the part of Black men. There was no pushback. The other part of it was that they were given an incentive to do this stuff. They were given this incentive by the establishment. I talk about all of this stuff right here in my book. In my book, they were very comfortable with it. They were rewarded for it, rewarded for the savage and animalistic narrative about Black men. They were rewarded for it. They were very comfortable with it. And they really believed that these men would never find themselves in a situation or never have the tools, basically, that these men, us Black men in this space right here, who are part of the 20%, we are a part of the 20%. We are part of the 20%. I want you to do that. The 20%. We are a part of the 20%. What is the 20%? The 20%. Black men who do not vote, Black men who vote third party, and Black men who vote for Republicans. That is the 20%. They did not anticipate the 20% who would have access to technology, who would use social media, platforms such as this, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, you name it, that we would use, X, and formerly known as Twitter. We would use smartphones. We would digitally create our own brain trust that would serve as a response. And yes, and in many respects, a reaction to this anti-Black male ideology. They did not anticipate it. And they did not anticipate. Thank you, BGS Idmore. Good to see you, man. Thank you, BGS Idmore. Good to see you in the house. BMI 3000, BMI, Cash App, $ BMI 3000. They did not anticipate our voices resonating with men all over the world and men within the United States of America, to the point where these men will begin to see where they stand in the United States as men, where they would think about their economic situation, where they would think about their domestic situation, where they would think about where they fit in the international order. They did not anticipate any of that. They were unprepared for that. And it is obvious right now. It is obvious right now with all of these summits, the Black Man Summit on BET, which was basically a beta male, black male simp a conference, okay? A gynocentric conference for black men, all right? Where you would have these things where they're trying to figure out what to do. You know what? People like D.L. Hughley, people like Roland Martin, and people like those guys, other black men, Bakari Sellers and everything like that, they owe us a debt of gratitude. They owe us. These liberal black men, the liberal black men who have been quiet, the liberal black men who are sitting up here right now, who are defending Kamala Harris and who are chastising, demonizing black men who think a different way, they owe us some gratitude. There is a debt of gratitude that is owed to us. But because of us and because of what we have done here, we have forced an entire political party right now in 2024, on the eve of an election, November the 5th, 24, we have forced an entire political party on the eve of the 2024 election to contend with the existence and the issues that face black men in the United States of America. It wasn't led by liberal men. This shift, this turn, it was not led by liberal black men. It was not led by Roland Martin. It was not led by people like D.L. Hughley. It was not led by people like Barack Obama. Oh my God. Barack Obama was too cowardly to push something like this. It was not led by any of these people. It was led by us. We are the ones who have pushed this conversation. We are the ones who are forcing these liberals, these leftists who hate men, who are invested in toxic masculinity. We are the ones who have forced them to talk about the black male condition in the United States of America. We have forced them. So they are indebted to us. Because were it not for the fact that black men are showing up in these polls in increasing numbers who are moving away from this Democratic Party, that black men are waking up. And I look forward to seeing what the numbers will be. I look forward in the coming week or so. I look forward to seeing the number of black men who did not vote for Democrats, the black men who basically, I'm gonna say this, who voted against the Democratic Party. I'm looking towards those black men who voted against the Democratic Party. Because in my mind, if you are a black man who stayed home and you didn't vote, for me, you gave a vote against the Democratic Party. If you vote third party, you are voting against the Democratic Party. If you vote for Donald Trump, you're voting against the Democratic Party. You might see it differently, but that's how I see it. You are a part of what is a protest vote. A protest vote. It is a protest vote. Okay? This particular party, and this is one reason why I don't spend a whole lot of time talking about Republicans, or we don't spend a whole lot of time talking about Republicans, because Republicans have not monopolized the political capital in Black America. It's not the Republicans. It's the Democrats who have monopolized the black vote, okay, for decades, and have taken it for granted for decades, and have been abusive towards black men, okay, with respect to the black vote. So they're the ones who are in need of correction. They need to be corrected. They need to fix themselves. They have a problem. They have a problem. Good to see you, Charles Mayo. Good to see you from the UK, man. Good to see you. Yes, it's right here, man. It is right here. It is right here. You brothers in the UK, all you brothers all over the Western world, you guys who are in New Zealand and Africa, you guys who are in various parts of Asia, East Asia, West Asia, South Asia. I mean, we give a shout out to you, all you guys in the Caribbean and Africa, so on and so forth. In South America, we shout out to you. Yes, 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 yes. Politics matters. See, and these people are really concerned. Yeah, these people are really concerned, and they should be concerned. They should be concerned because you've trivialized the condition and issues that are important to men. You have trivialized. They have trivialized these matters, and now they're dealing with the political consequences of these matters. It was, and in many respects, it was inevitable. It was this what we're seeing right now was inevitable. It was inevitable. I couldn't predict seeing it in my lifetime, but I knew it was inevitable. In my mind, I said, well, if we don't see it in 2024, we will probably see it maybe in 2028 or 2032. We're seeing it right now. It is making a dent right now. Okay, because it's making a dent in a way that we didn't see in 2020. Okay, so between 2020 and now, we have seen this gradual shift. You have all these people coming out. You had Stacey Abrams, who had two unsuccessful campaigns for the governor of Georgia, come out and talk about this situation right here. And if you guys remember when she ran for the governorship, the gubernatorial position in Georgia, and she lost. All right, you had some people who had the nerve to say that her loss had something to do with black men. You had some people who were saying before her loss, that if she did lose, that it would be black men. You had a whole bunch of conversation around black men, okay, and Stacey Abrams. And that stuff has resurfaced. You have preachers, you have that turncoat, you have that apostate preacher in Atlanta. You have that sorry apostate preacher from Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Jamal Harrison Bryant. Jamal Harrison Bryant, that apostate black preacher, that black preacher who is an embarrassment, that black preacher who personifies and represents why large numbers, thousands, if not millions of black men no longer participate in the Black American church. Jamal Harrison Bryant. This man went on CNN. This man went on CNN and called us M words, misogynists and sexists and all that kind of stuff. That man went on CNN talking about why black men are not supporting this particular person. What right here? You talking about a man who has a harem. This man has more women, all right, in his bed. This man got more women in his roster, on his roster than the WNBA. This man right here, whose character and his choices have been questionable for decades. His treatment of so-called women has been questionable for decades. Got the nerve to talk about black men, to throw black men under the bus on CNN. And he's never gone hardcore politically for black men. Never, ever, ever publicly in his career. And now he has all this stuff to say. And the black church is in a state of confusion. It's dazed out too, because it has no clue as to what it's going to do since these black men have left. And these black men are not going back. They're not going back to the church either. The church being a subsidiary, the church being a tool of this Democratic Party. And these black pastors being tools, these black pastors being prostitutes of the Democratic Party. And that's what they are. They are prostitutes of the Democratic Party, and they are used to keep black people stuck in the position that they are. They don't want to see black people go forward. They like the world. Thank you, ghetto user. They like things as they are right now. And that's what you have to understand about these quote unquote liberals and what have you, these black liberals and white liberals. They don't really want to see any change happening in Black America. They don't want to see Black people thinking differently. They don't want to see Black Americans moving differently. They don't want to see Black men thinking differently or moving differently because they like the status quo. They like things as they are because they are very, very comfortable with it. They like the gynocracy. They don't want to see the gynocracy change. They like the gynocracy as it is because the gynocracy is useful to all sorts of interests, political interests in particular. The Democratic Party loves the gynocracy. The Democratic Party loves single parent households. The Democratic Party loves those poor quiches. They love them. They love the poor quiches who walking around here with babies. The Democratic Party loves Black men who are in and out in jail. That's why they call them pookies all the time. They love that condition. They're not trying to change the condition. They just want to manage the condition and to keep it the way it is. That is it. That is it. That is it. And you have these people, these Black people who are in management positions, who are put in position to manage Black poverty, to manage Black degradation, and they vote for the Democrats. They are hardcore Democrats. I call them in my book poverty managers. That's what they are. They are nothing but poverty. They're nothing but poverty managers. That's all. Okay? That's all they are. These Black people, yeah, and they got degrees, they got law degrees, some got PhDs and what have you. They work for nonprofit organizations. They in these churches and what have you. They work in the government and everything. They're social workers. They do all kinds of stuff. Okay? And their job is to maintain poverty. Their job is not to end poverty. Their job is not to get people out of poverty. It is to maintain poverty so that they can maintain the check. That's what it is. Because once you end poverty, then you don't need poverty managers. You don't need poverty managers. You don't need activists. Okay? Only poor people need activists. Let me just say this. Only poor people need activists and activism. Only people on the bottom need somebody to speak for them. You understand what I'm saying? Street activists, Black Lives Matter, BLM. Okay? If you are enfranchised, if you are able to have a decent standard of living, if you are able to make money where you live comfortably, where you can pass stuff down to your children, you don't need no street activists walking around with a protest sign. You don't need those type of people. But those type of people need Black people to stay in poverty and stay in a horrible condition. They need to keep the gender war going. They need to keep that thing going in order to continue to have a job and to make money. That's it. That is it. They need poverty managers. So here they are right now. They're talking about us. They're talking about us. And they've never had to think about it. They never had to think about it. This morning when I got up, I saw a video of Roland Martin. I saw Roland Martin having a conversation with Jemele Hill, the sports journalist. Jemele Hill, you guys know who Jemele Hill is. He went on her YouTube channel, and she and Roland Martin had a conversation about Black men, Black men's issues, and the title of her video was something like, why are Black men invisible to the Democratic Party? Black men's issues, something like that. So Jemele Hill, who has a history of being selective in how she wants to deal with Black men. She's very selective. Okay, one day she's calling us toxic and misandrous and sexist and patriarchs, and then the next day, she wants to be some type of advocate or whatever. She can't make up her mind what she want to do. That's how some of these people are. They have a divided mind. Okay, I mean, and you can't deal with people like that. You know what I'm saying? Either you are on my side or you against me. I need clear. I need clarity. I need more clarity. You can't be an advocate for me and at the same time try to put me in jail and defame me and say that I am worse than the devil. You can't do that, okay? But that's Jemele Hill. So Jemele Hill had this thing. You all can look it up here on YouTube. Put it inside the YouTube search or whatever. Jemele Hill and Roland Martin. And I've never seen this woman think about Black men, okay, in any profound or deep way since this person has been a professional. And she and I are from the same generation. We're from the same generation. And women like her and the feminists like her, they have never had to think about Black men in ways that are outside of criminality and savagery, outside of Ike Turner, outside of all things evil. Okay, they've never had to think about us as human beings. They've never had to think about us as citizens of the United States. They have never had to think about us as people who are players in this thing called capitalism, American capitalism, in particular, and Western capitalism in general. Thank you, New Glory. Thank you for that. Thank you. But it is an anti-Black organization. They've never had to think about us in very, very complex and sophisticated ways. And they are stumped. They are stumped. The kind of sophisticated thinking that we have given ourselves to, myself, Dr. Tommy J. Curry, Dr. T.S. Johnson, the Green Gorilla, the type of sophisticated thinking that we have given ourselves to is not the kind of thinking that they are used to, that they have not invested in. So the problem is that they're going to have a serious problem in years to come. These people who have all of this fake, these people, thank you, Tim Howard. Good to see you, my brother. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you're here. These people who have all of this fake right now, this fake interest about Black men, it is fake. Their interest, Cash App, $ BMI 3000, Cash App, $ BMI 3000, Cash App, $ BMI 3000. These people have fake interest. Their interest in Black men, their interest in Black men is not genuine. Joy Reid, you know, after Kamala Harris put out that rinky-dink plan for Black men after being under pressure, after Obama said all that terrible stuff he said to us, okay, in Pennsylvania, Joy Reid, she went on her platform and say, "Oh, Black men, look what you did! Look what you did! You made, you know, the Democratic Party respond to your needs. You go, you go, you go, you go." It was so disingenuous. She was so disingenuous. Joy Reid was disingenuous. She was disingenuous. She was fake. If you see Joy Reid on MSNBC, or if you see her on her own Instagram account and she's talking about Black men, you are listening, or Black boys and all this type of stuff, and she's pretending to have some type of concern for us. She is being fake. She is being fake. She's being phony. She is not real. She is counterfeit. And as I said in my last video to you all, she is just as counterfeit as those counterfeit $20 bills that George Floyd tried to pass at that bodega on the day that he lost his life. Counterfeit. This person is a counterfeit individual. And here's the thing, all of these counterfeit people, these Democrats, these shills, whatever you want to call them, they don't have the tools They don't have the sensibilities to deal with black male conditions and issues and concerns, so on and so forth. So they're stuck. All they're going to do, and at worst, all they're going to do is complain about sexism. And you're going to see this. What's going to happen? Thank you, Golden Child. Thank you for that support, Golden Child. Thank you for that support. Thank you, Just John. Thank you, Just John. What you're going to see, because they're dysfunctional. They're dysfunctional. These people are so dysfunctional that they can only talk about us in terms of misogyny or sexism. That's how dysfunctional they are. That they cannot see us outside of those categories of toxic masculinity. So if she loses, if Kamala Harris loses, they're going to be ranting and raving, and they're going to be talking about black men. And they're going to be blaming her loss on black men. But what they don't understand is if that is the route they take, if she loses on Tuesday, if she loses next week, and the first thing they do is they start blaming black men, they start blaming us, she doesn't understand is that what they don't understand is that they'll just be pouring more gasoline on the fire. That's all. Because the more that they call us toxic, the more that they call us misogynist, the more that they say that we're sexist, the greater the intensity it is, the more inclined we are to move away from them and to leave them alone and to divest, yes, to divest from everything that they represent. The more that they call us toxic and evil and misogynist and sexist, the greater the likelihood that we divest. It's not just the likelihood, no, it is the actuality. We will divest even further. It's kind of like with Obama. When Obama said what he said, all he did was drive black men to Donald Trump. That's what he did. When Obama said what he said in Pennsylvania, he drove black men to Donald Trump. He drove black men to third party. He drove black men to not voting. Okay, they thought that they had a black man problem. All Barack Obama did was intensify the black man problem that they have on that Democratic side. And the same thing with the preachers like Jamal Bryant and all these social gospel people, Al Sharpton and everything like that. The more that they go hard on us and they try to chastise us and they shame us, okay, they will drive us further and further and further away from them, not just for 2024, but we're talking about the future. Because this trend is not going away, brothers. And that's why I had to come out here, guys, because this trend, and I really don't want to call it a trend. What I want to say is that what is happening, my brothers, is that this movement is not going away. Oh, it ain't going away. It is not going away. Yeah, she is a flip-flopper. She can't decide where she want to land. She can't decide. She can't decide where she want to land. You see? This trend is not going away. And it's gonna have an institutional effect. It's gonna have an institutional effect. It's going to affect our economic institutions. It's going to affect domestic policy. It's going to affect the child supports. Ultimately, it's going to affect child support. It's going to check the family courts and what have you. It's going to affect welfare policy and all that kind of stuff. It's going to have major effects. And they're the ones to blame for it. They're the ones to blame for it. Because they never looked into the future. They never saw that their extremism would lead to this outcome. And that is exactly where we are today. Thank you guys for all of the support. Thank you for all the support. It's a new day, brothers. I'm trying to tell you guys, it is a new day, and you should be happy. You should be glad. What's happening right now has no precedent. It has absolutely no precedent. No precedent. I want to give out I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. Z. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Z. I was out on the track this morning doing my exercising, and I was listening to Mr. Z, and Mr. Z was doing a broadcast on Kimberly Foster, the feminist who runs, the For Harriet channel. And Mr. Z did a broadcast on Kimberly Foster, the feminist, the black feminist on For Harriet, and she is scared. She is in lamentation mode. She doesn't know what to do because she understands that the tide has shifted. She understands that the ideology that she has given her life to can't take her any further. She understands that these men, you can't shame them. Here's the thing: they can't be shamed. They can't be shamed. They can't be demonized, and they can't be brought, to heel, to use Hillary Clinton's language. They just can't, and they don't want to. That there is a real divide along the lines of man and woman or male and female, and it ain't going nowhere. And their feminism can't fix it. It's not going to fix it. It can't be fixed. It can't be fixed. People in the media keep talking about this simplistic formula. Women are moving liberal towards liberalism and men are moving towards conservatism. That's a very simplistic formula. It's very simple. It's not that simple, but that's the media narrative right now. That's the dominant media narrative, that women are moving towards liberalism in greater numbers or whatever, and that men are moving towards conservatism in greater numbers. There's a kernel of truth to that. That's a kernel of truth. There's a kernel of truth there, but it's very simplistic. They don't understand the phenomena. They don't understand why this is happening. They don't understand why these guys don't want to be feminists. They don't want to be feminists. They don't want to be male feminists. They don't want to be like Tim Walz. They don't want to be like Kamala's, whatever you think of this guy. They don't want to be these male feminists. They don't want to be Kamala Harris's VP. They don't want to be like him. No one looks up to a man like no man who is masculine, who has something about him. No man who is direct. No man who is independent, who is an independent thinker, is trying to be like him. Don't nobody want to be like him. Don't nobody want to be like Kamala Harris's husband. Nobody want to be like them. And no one is looking up to those kind of guys. They're mad. Kimberly Foster is in a state of crisis because the fact of the matter is that there was a vacuum created. There was a vacuum created due to the excesses of feminism, all of the toxic masculinity. Because of all of the toxic masculinity that they were talking about, a vacuum was created, and those guys from the red pill came in. The red pill came in and they stood in the vacuum. They stood in the vacuum. Not only did the red pill come in and stand in the vacuum, but the manosphere, the black manosphere came in. We came in, the black manosphere. Black Men Online, we came in and filled in the vacuum. And we gave the guys ideas and insights. We gave them history that helped them to understand their place in society. And we have technology, and these people have no control over it whatsoever. So Kimberly Foster, she has this utopia. She wants to be the queen. She sees herself and she sees women as the queen of everything. She has this utopia where she's going to have where these women want this queendom. And what they're realizing is that, no, everybody ain't going for the queendom. Not everybody wants it. They don't want it. These men don't want their utopia. They don't want their feminist. They don't want it. And they've rejected it. And they're rejecting it. No one wants it other than the beta males. All right? The Mark Lamont Hills of the world. Them the people that they got. Nobody wants to be like, ain't no man trying to be like Martin Lamont Hill. You know, and this ain't, you know, I'm not trying to insult him or anything like that, but it's just a fact that ain't no one is looking up to these guys. No one is trying to emulate them. No one wants to be like them. Those guys don't get no respect. Women don't respect them. Other men don't respect them. That's just a reality. Those male feminists, those guys who are male feminists, those guys who are supposed to be progressive, masculine men, don't nobody respect them. They don't want to, you know, and even the, like I say, even the feminists, they don't respect them. They pretend that they do. They don't respect those male feminist guys. No one respects a male feminist. That's just a fact. They pay lip service to them. You know, and these elite women, and they live in their little bourgeois utopias and all that kind of stuff in their isolated worlds. And now they have to reckon with the fact that there is a world outside their world. There is actually a real world, a real America. The real America thinks much differently than they do. I mean, at least half of the American population. That's the thing. We live in a 50-50 nation. We live in a 50-50 nation. And at least half of the American population does not rock with the stuff that a person like Kimberly Foster believes in. It doesn't rock with it. And they don't have to rock with it. And you cannot force them to vote for your stuff. And that's why they're mad. You can't force people to support your stuff. You live in a free society. You have constitutional rights. You live in a liberal, secular society, a modern society. You can't force people to vote the way in which you want them to vote. You can't force people to support the policies that you think need to be supported. You can't force people into that in the type of society that we live in. They talk about fascism. You know, the real thing is that they got little fascists. They have fascists in them. That is the reality. Thank you again for all their support, my brothers. Thank you again. This is BMI 3000. I've been here for 1 hour. I don't want to be here forever. I don't want to be here forever, but I wanted to come out here tonight, brothers, because this is the eve. This is the eve. This is the eve. The eve of the next chapter, my guys. You don't understand this. 2024, 2028, 2032. This is the eve of a new chapter, my brothers. This country is not going to be the same after November 5th, regardless of the outcome. Regardless of the outcome. Now, I'm going to tell you, you might have one candidate that can accelerate things. I'm going to say this, and I don't say this as a promotion, but yeah, Trump, if Trump is elected, if he becomes president on Tuesday, it's going to accelerate things. It's going to accelerate it. Yes, if Trump, it's going to accelerate it. It will. If Harris becomes president, we will continue, this movement will continue to go. It will continue to go. But I'm going to be honest with you, it will accelerate under Donald Trump. It will. But the point that I'm making right here, is that regardless of who wins, this thing is going to keep on, this ship is going to keep on going, this plane is going to keep flying, okay? It's going to keep flying, regardless of who wins on Tuesday. It is. It is. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. You did this. You should congratulate yourself. This is a time for self-congratulations. You have moved the needle. Black men on the internet, the Black manosphere, have moved the needle culturally. You moved the needle. You've moved the needle. And the other part of it now, and let me say something, there's somebody said something about the Republicans, even the Republicans, even those blacks who are going over there, even the black people who are going, the new black people, these are new Republicans, they're going over there. The Republican Party is going to have to deal with the fact that now they got a new population, a new group of black people who's going over on their side. They've never had to deal with this since Abraham Lincoln. The Republican Party has never had to deal with this since Abraham Lincoln. Okay? That they have a new group of black people who is going over there. And they're going to have to deal with a new group of black people. And they have not had to deal with that since Abraham Lincoln. And that's going to be new for them. And it's going to be interesting watching how they deal with that. It's going to be interesting watching how the Republican Party deals with this new group of black people who go over to where they are. Working class black people in particular. Because up until recent history, y'all get it. Cash App $ BMI 3000, Cash App $ BMI 3000, Cash App $ BMI 3000. Up until recent history, thank you, Barry Little. Up until recent history, the Republican Party was primarily a rich white man's party. It was basically a rich white man's party. And right now, the Republican Party is no longer a rich white man's party. I'm talking about at its core. I'm talking about at its core. The rich white men haven't quite left altogether, but the core, the base, the constituency now, the constituency of the Republican Party is not rich white men. And now they have to deal with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as it goes forward in the future. They're going to have to deal with that. Cash App $ BMI 3000, Cash App $ BMI 3000. I am back again. BMI 3000 Reloaded, also known as the Mad Professor. So we are witnessing, excuse me, guys. We are witnessing history. We are witnessing history. History is being made as I speak. And you guys have done it. You guys have done it. Yeah. Now they have to contend. They never thought that they would have to deal with black men. They never thought it. But politics is forcing them to politics. And what's so beautiful is that this is you couldn't ask for anything more. I mean, politics is forcing them to do this. Politics is forcing them. Oh yeah. Black male political agency. Black male political agency. That's what's going on right here. Oh yeah. They never thought that they'd have to deal with that. Oh yeah. When a black man or when black men say, you know what, I'm not voting for this. I'm not supporting this. I am divesting. I am withdrawing. I'm not playing this game. When black men say this to the political establishment, the dominant establishment, then no, we're not playing this game. Or if we play this game, we're going to play this game the way that we want to play this game. We're not going to allow you to tell us how to play this game. We're going to play this game on our terms, That's how we're going to play this game. This is the new normal going forward, the new normal. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you, Mr. Blue Collar. I appreciate all of you guys, man. I appreciate all of you guys, man. I appreciate all of you guys. This is where we are. Thank you for all the support, my brothers. Thank you for all of the support. This is Saturday Night Live. And I am BMI 3000 Reloaded, also known as the Mad Professor. And I am excited. I couldn't contain myself. I just felt like I needed to come out here and I need to talk about this, that this is a new day for Black American men. And I love watching it. I love watching These Democrats, these liberals, I love watching them squeal like pigs. I love watching them. I love watching their heads explode. Their heads are exploding right now because they have to contend with all the decades. The chickens have come home to roost, and they have to deal with the decades and decades and decades of anti-Black misandry that they have pushed. They have to deal with the consequences of that. They have to deal with the fact that they have elevated one side of the Black population over the other. They have to deal with that. Say, okay, you want to you say that only Black women are significant parts of the Black population. Okay, well you can continue to run with that narrative. Continue to run with that narrative, and let's see how that narrative benefits you in the future, particularly when Black men divest and move away. Oh yeah, and we don't have to sit around. And here's the thing. You know, one of the things that these liberal guys keep doing, what I see these Democrat guys keep doing, I keep seeing men talking about how Black men have voted for Democratic candidates in the past, and how Black men vote alongside Black women. It's like, okay, the Black woman, she's the leader. Black woman, she's number one, and then after Black women is us. We're number two. You know, Black women vote beyond 90%. Black men vote upwards of 80% or whatever. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's like, okay, she's first, you're second or whatever. And we're supposed to take some pride in that. I'm supposed to take some pride in that. That's supposed to be some flex or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what these liberal guys like Roland Martin, he keeps on talking about how Black men voted for Obama and how Black men voted for Hillary Clinton. Hell, I voted for Hillary Clinton. Reluctantly, I wasn't going to vote in 2016, but I voted at the last minute and I voted for her. Okay. You know, and I'm going to be honest, I felt like after I voted and after Trump won, I was like, heck, I should have stayed home. I really felt that way. But you got these guys keep talking about that and how Black men have always voted progressively or democratically and all that kind of stuff. All right. I'm tired of hearing that. Okay. All right. You know, and they do that as a way to some kind of humanize us or to say how progressive we are or whatever. Listen, we have nothing to prove. Right now in 2024, we have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove. I don't have to prove to anybody how evolved I am. I don't have to prove to anybody, or you don't have to prove anybody how civilized you are, or how much you respect civil society, or how you respect democracy, or how you respect the Constitution, or how you respect the rights of others. You don't have to prove that to anybody. I don't have to prove that to anybody. We've paid our dues. The Black male, the Black man in the United States politically has paid his dues, and we paid our dues a long time ago. We paid our dues in the Civil War. We paid our dues in World War I, World War II, and every war in the United States. We paid our dues in civil rights. We paid our dues championing civil rights and pushing the United States government and the courts and politicians to respect our constitutional rights and to get the government to enforce our constitutional rights. We were a part of that. We are the reason why Barack Obama became the first Black president of the United States of America. We are the ones. We made Barack Obama. We are responsible for the fact that this woman is running for the presidency of the United States. We are responsible for that. If it were not for us and our contributions, this woman would not be considered. She would not be considered the nominee, the Democratic nominee for president of the United States. She would not be on the ballot for November 5th if it were not for Black men. This woman could not exist without Black men. So we have absolutely nothing to prove to anybody. I have absolutely nothing to prove. I don't have to prove to you how invested I am in humanity. I don't have to prove anything. I don't got to prove to nobody that I'm not a misogynist or I'm not a sexist or whatever. I got to prove that. We don't have to prove that to anybody. It is nonsense. have to prove my worth or my value to anybody. I'm some good American citizen. This is nonsense. We have nothing to prove, brothers. We have absolutely nothing to prove. So don't argue with these people. Don't argue with them. Don't argue with these people. Don't fall into their shaming tactics and all that kind of stuff. Leave that stuff alone. I would never, like Roland Martin, you know what? I would never debate him. I would never get into a debate with Roland Martin. Never. It's a waste of time. Debating that brother is a colossal waste of time. Talking to Joy Reid, for me, I would never talk to Joy Reid. She is a waste of time. I'd never have a conversation with her. Never. She's a waste of time. People like that, Jemele Hill and others, a waste of time. Having long conversations with them. Kimberly Foster for Harriet. I would never waste my time on someone like that. I would never waste my time in an argument. I would never waste my time trying to get them to see the world the way in which I see the world. I would never waste my time trying to get them to understand what is going on right now with respect to black men. They're a waste of time. I would never go on CNN. You guys, if I got invited to CNN, I would not go on CNN. No, I'm not going to do that. Or MSNBC or any of these mainstream corporate media channels. They're a waste of time and energy because, number one, they really don't care about black men. All they care about is using black men as a means to an end, as a utility. All they see is a vote. That's all. They don't care about your issues. They don't. They're a waste of time. They have no investment. All they care about is a vote, is your vote. That's it. You've been reduced to a vote. That's it. They don't care about your economic situation. They don't care about the future of your family or what have you. They don't care about any of those things. What you care about. They don't care about that kind of stuff. So they're a waste of time. They're not invested. It's a new day, guys. It is a new day. I want to thank you, brothers, for being here on a Saturday night. I know that you guys got a whole lot of things. Some of you guys are going out. Some of you guys are home smoking cigars. God bless all the cigar smokers. Some of you guys are doing a little sip. You're doing a little sip. God bless you guys who are sipping. I'm sober tonight. I'm sober tonight, guys. I'm very sober tonight. I'm not sipping, right now. I might sip a little bit later. You know what I'm saying? I might sip a little bit later, okay? But yeah, guy, yeah. I had to come out here on the eve of this election and talk about this new day, guys. And I look forward to seeing what's going to happen, brothers. It is BMI, Black Men's Independence, until the very end, until the day I die. BMI forever. It is Black men's empowerment. It is Black men's happiness. It is Black men's agency. It is Black men's everything, brothers. That's what it is. That's what it is. We are moving forward. BMI and BMH. Thank you, Tim Howard. Thank you for your work, my brother. I appreciate all of you guys and all your support. And, over the years, and you all have been a lot of you all have been with me since the beginning. And I appreciate all you guys, who are new and everything like that. I have been away for a while. I have been away for a while because I had to stay away. I had to finish my book. I was away because I had to finish my book. And I also had to stay away for political reasons. There were political reasons why you guys didn't see me for a year. There are deeply political reasons why I was not here. One day I might talk about that. Thank you, TIQS, for that. But this is great, brothers. This is great. This is a brand new day. And you should be proud. You should be happy, man. You should be happy, man. Seriously. Because we are living through a historical moment. This is a moment right here. And this space has contributed to this. Shout out to everybody. The BGS Ibma, TSN Johnson, Dr. Thunder. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Green Gorilla and Keep 100. Shout out to all the guys. I mentioned Mr. Z. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to the Passport OG. Shout out to Passport OG. I saw that you used some of my stuff recently, man. Shout out to Passport OG. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Shout out to all you guys, man. Shout out to all you guys who are doing this work, who are making things happen in this space, who've been here. Some of you all have been here for close to decades. Some have been here for 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, or whatever. We here. We put in the work. And we're moving forward, man. We are moving forward. This is a new day, brothers. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up. And I look forward to kicking it with you after the election, after the outcome and all of that, and beginning a whole new chapter, as Black men in the United States of America, brothers. You guys take care. I'm out of here. Enjoy what's left of the night. Peace out, brothers. I will see you guys soon.